Hi, everybody. I'm obviously chairman of the NSA, so...
Uh-oh. Oh, snap. I'm always in trouble.
No. I mean, I just think it's important that everyone knows that the goal of the Keynote is to be an inspiration, especially for younger people. We often don't know when we hire people if they're going to actually stutter when they're here or if they're not. He actually did stutter twice this morning. So he did. Do I think he should stutter on purpose because he's here? Absolutely not. We also don't know how severe he stuttered as a child. I know a lot of people, myself included, who blocked on every word for years. So I think it's important that young people are able to see that you can be successful if you stutter. Regardless if you're fluent at 40 or 50 or 30 or anything else, all of these people stuttered severely when they were children. And that's the goal. I understand the severity issue, absolutely. But if we had someone that came to us and stuttered severely and we feel is a responsible role model, we'd have them as a keynote in a second.
You guys have had that in the past, right?
Can I just say something real quick? Well, I just wanted to say about that. You said that the goal behind the keynote speaker is to provide an inspiration for the younger kids, and I think that's super awesome. I think that's a wonderful goal to have for the keynote speaker. But for me, and I remember very vividly what it was like to be a kid, and I know through the progress and the struggles that I've had, that would have been truly inspirational to me. Instead of saying something like, I was so proud of myself that I didn't stutter, if you would have been on live television and stuttered and said, I'm proud of myself because I stuttered in that interview, that would have knocked me off my feet, inspiration-wise. I just wanted to say that.
Unfortunately, a lot of successful people don't even want to discuss in public. So the fact that we can actually get people who are successful that are comfortable speaking, I mean, Joe Biden is an example.
Yeah.
I've actually approached, I don't know if you've heard of Jack Welch, the CEO of GE. He
was on the show a couple months ago.
Yeah. He stutters actively. We'd love to have someone like that here. We've asked him and he hasn't come. So we approach a lot of people and we're usually happy with who we get.
Yeah. We're not attacking or judging or criticizing. It's just more like pointing out the fact that, like you were saying, it is hard to get these, famous celebrity people who do accomplish a lot of things, who stutter openly. So it's really just pointing out that it would be nice if a role model would just stutter a ton and be fine with it and be successful and be...
Agreed.
And
I love the show, by the way.
I just want to say again how much we love the NSA and being here. I think also it was contextual, where we went to the wonderful ball, not the ball last night, but to the ceremony with our time and everything. And it was probably about 10 minutes of speakers before somebody actually stuttered. And I do worry that when a young child in a family is hearing that, what the message is. And I don't think the message is on purpose, but when people are speaking for so long without stuttering at a stuttering conference, I just wonder what that says to a young child who stutters. Like, does a child wonder, should I be speaking like that? Does that make any sense to you?
Yes and no. I think that a kid doesn't necessarily know if he'll be more fluent when he or she is older or not. And like all of us, I think, hope that we would be when we were younger. So I guess I'm not as concerned about that because everyone here stutters. And if you asked everyone here to speak, everyone would stutter differently to different degrees. So I mean, there's not it's not as if everyone is severe, everyone is slight. There are variations.
I have a question. You can edit this out, Eric, if you want. But I'm the shit steerer on the show, so I'm going to steer it up, okay? I'm looking in this audience, and I know that there are people here right in front of us who stutter and have absolutely wonderful jobs and wonderful careers, who have worked to achieve without fluency. Why can't we just take one of our own as a keynote and say, look, we've got these stuttering, wonderful, successful people right here, whether we know their name or not. We will after they give their keynote.
We have. Yeah.
Why have you stopped?
We really haven't stopped. It's not here this year, and we have open mic and we have all sorts of things. So it's something that we could bring back. It's not I think you're thinking that it's an affront to people that are severe.
I'm not thinking.
But it's really not.
No, I'm not thinking that. I'm just saying, open mic is a small group. Keynote is everybody. I'm looking at Ken, who works for OSHA. I'm looking at Paul. I think he's a computer person. I mean, these are great careers. Why aren't they up there?
I would hope, and I sort of will disagree with you a little bit. It's almost as if you're making the assumption that if you stutter, you won't have a great career. I take the opposite view.
But we need to hear it.
I know, but if you ask people what they do, the majority of people here have great careers.
And shouldn't they be the ones up here?
But they have great careers. It's if we wanted to pick someone that we felt wanted to go up and speak and be a keynote and have something significant to say that would be an inspiration to people, that's fine.
Well,
that's fine.
Let me just say that we had Walter Manning on the podcast about a week ago, who we love, and I said to him very openly, a criticism of you is that you don't stutter enough. In fact, you never stutter. And he basically said, well, that's how I do it. That's my choice. And we respect that. We had Austin Pendleton on. He was going on and on about Emily Blunt. And I finally said to him, but when Emily Blunt speaks about stuttering, she doesn't stutter.
Oh, I hated that. Sorry.
And he said, but does she have to? And I said, well, she doesn't have to do anything. But wouldn't it be nice if the little girls and boys who go to hear her speak heard her stutter and know that she can be successful and stutter? And Austin Pendleton said, well, she might not get a job again. And I don't buy that, but I understand that it's his profession. Can we give you a last comment and then we're going to take some more?
Just that all of us have the best intentions, and
of course
we try to keep everything as well balanced, as informational, and as inspirational as possible, and we're certainly open for new ideas. So that's it. Thanks.
Excellent.
Thank you for coming.